Hey guys, well, it's Leah and Amina here from the Bitcoin Travel Show. And Amina, you are actually right in the midst of international travel, coronavirus stuff, all sorts of things going on. So we're catching up with you to hear more about what's happening in France. So tell us a little bit about where you are right now.
Yeah, that's right, Leah. I'm here in La Rochelle, France, a little fishing town, I guess, originally. And the structures are just gorgeous. Beautiful place. People, I guess it's the second most visited city in France. So there's definitely tourists here, but apparently the tourists are low in numbers. And there's been a lockdown as of midnight last night, so no restaurants are opening up. There's a
Wow.
few bakeries and that sort of thing, and just necessities, that sort of stuff. So we've been able to access some food. We're fine. I mean, you can see people are walking around; they're enjoying themselves. It's there's no pandemonium going on here, so it's kind of nice to see that.
Mm.
And so originally, I mean, what happened was I'm traveling here with Teklordz, and we left Canada last Tuesday, and we were in Paris, and things were, they were a little bit. There was a little bit of a worry. I thought first, okay, there was stuff going on. Should we be traveling? Well, let's continue on. We're going to go ahead. We had our flights booked, and we thought, if it really came down to it, we could turn around and come back. Of course. So here we are, and what I'm learning is that each day there's more and more happening. There's more things being imposed as far as what we can do, where we can go. So now that they did a lockdown, we're going to definitely head back to Canada.
So you mentioned you guys are going back to Canada, and that's something I'm really curious to hear more about. All these people are saying like, "Oh, cheap travel everywhere," and all these people are joking about going on vacations. But with international travel bans coming into place, was it cheap to get home? Are you finding that the Canadian government has made it difficult for you to get back into Canada, or what has that process kind of looked like?
Yeah, great questions. As of yesterday, I think Canada has announced that all Canadians traveling should find their way back to Canada because they are going to be limiting. Maybe the borders, perhaps. Like, we don't really know, and I'm finding each day there's more being announced. So that's what we're doing, and we've been looking at flights since yesterday. They were very expensive at
Mm.
first. I think our first set of flights that we were trying to get out as soon as we could, which would have been tomorrow, were about $7,000, and we thought, okay, this is just crazy.
Wow.
And then we found flights for Thursday. So a lot of discussion was going on back and forth. What do we do? Do
Mm.
we stay? Do we, try to find flights either through the Caribbean, or because we can't come to the States with the ban
Mm.
from Europe. So we had to find different routes to get there. And so we decided to look again today at more flights. But what happened was there were more availability, cheaper flights, and we
Mm.
found some for Tuesday, which is great. So Tuesday we're going to head back to Canada. I think it's costing us a couple $1,000 for the two of us to fly back, and which is a lot better than 7,000.
Yeah.
So that's good news. And then we're going to self quarantine ourselves once we get there for 2 weeks
Mm.
before we meet with family or anybody like that, because that's what the Canadian government's requiring us to do. So we're definitely going to do that. We've been taking lots of precautions as well. Like, we're using antibacterial solutions for our hands and our face and our nose,
Mm.
especially.
Mhm.
Lots of pure vitamin C. I've been posting that on Twitter. The product that I've been using, I really highly recommend. So from what I'm learning, it's a really great immunity builder, eating
Mm.
well, that sort of thing. So lots of fresh air, lots of sunshine, which is really great. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, and then just hoping that when we get to Canada, the self quarantine, what they expect of us, that they continue to, and that they're not going to quarantine us. I don't suspect that's going to happen, but you never know. I just don't know one day to the
Mhm.
next, like I was saying earlier. So
Are you worried at all about things changing between now and Tuesday when you have your flights and getting stuck in Paris?
Well, I'm concerned that things can change. I don't know what they're going to do, and that's the thing. So you're sort of trusting each day as to what you're being told. You can only plan accordingly. I'm trying to, think of plan B and plan C if this happens, if that happens, that sort of thing. So if flights are canceled, then we're just going to have to find a place and bunker down and look for supplies and hope for the best. But I think we'll be okay. I mean, we're going to,
Yeah.
I really do. Canada has asked all of the Canadian travelers to come home. So given that, I would think they would give us a few days at least or a week or something to get there. So I would imagine so.
So the Canadian government said, okay, yes, come home, but they're requiring a 2-week self quarantine. How are they? Are they monitoring that, or are they just kind of saying, "Hey, please do this"? Like, how strict do you think that's going to be? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, I really don't know. I would think they're going to ask us, but like we're going to tell them what we've been doing, all the precautions that we've been taking, and tell them that we have an Airbnb already booked. We have a place booked where we're going to confine ourselves to there by ourselves and remain there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is that they require of us. Because we don't want to put our family at any risk.
Right.
So we're just going to let them know as much as we can. And I have no idea. I really have no idea what to expect once I land there. So I just hope I don't end up on some military base or something. There's no one panicking. I can honestly say I haven't seen anyone running down with any toilet paper under their arm, so that's a really good sign.
That's very different than Seattle, where I am. We are out of toilet paper.
Right? What's with the toilet paper? Hey.
I know. It's funny. I'm like, I hope those people also stocked up on food and like other important things.
Yeah, exactly. Like I went down to the bakery today and I bought like baguettes and sandwiches and water, and everyone's running around with their little paper bags. They're not running; they're actually very calm. A lot of people on their bicycles here, and especially the elderly biking. It is so nice to see. They're living and enjoying life. Like it's really wonderful. I mean, I don't want to take away from the fact that there is a coronavirus, responsibility that we should be, staying away from each other. I understand that. I'm learning more how serious that is. And I think, like in this little town, they don't seem to be doing it as much, but they are saying that there are a lot less people here. So perhaps it's happening. Maybe it takes time before most people understand the seriousness of this. And I mean, I certainly am. I'm only out here now doing this with you. We have to come out every now and then for fresh air, but we are staying in our room mostly.
So tell me a little bit more about the lockdown. And so certain like pharmacies and grocery stores, and I love that you said bakeries. That shows how much you're in France. But like, what kind of stores are still open right now?
Yeah, a lot of the stores that are full for necessities. So when they say that they're allowing the bakeries, which they call the boulangeries, and the little convenience stores. So they have like a little grocer, but it's more of a convenience store. Those are open. There aren't that many. And I'm in a very touristy little town, so there were a lot of like along the water over there. Those are a lot of patio type bars and pubs. So they're usually open. Those would be open. Those patios would be full of people right now, but they're not. As you can see, they're completely shut down. So all the restaurants are shut down. And I think what they're going to do is over the next, I don't know how much time, but they're going to shut down things more and more and have more restrictions. And it's probably going to go to complete shutdown. Like this is a global lockdown occurring in front of us.
So you mentioned a lot of the restaurants being closed, but you also mentioned people still being pretty calm. Like, do you think that the locals are worried about the economic impact of all of this? And are they starting to get worried that their businesses are going to go under because they can't open? Or what has that kind of vibe or energy been like over there?
Yeah, they're expressing a concern for sure, and they are taking it seriously. When any conversations I've had with anybody, they just don't react the way that we're seeing things, say, online, for
Mm,
instance. It's just the reaction's a little bit different. They're very calm, the way they're handling it, but they do see it as a serious. They seem very responsible,
mm.
and which is really nice to see. It's been really great to be able to communicate this and have those those talks with everybody. So
Is there anything else you want to cover in the video, or do you think this is pretty good?
just to know, let everybody know. I think this is a world lockdown occurring, and we all just have to come together and be there for each other and show some support. There are people who may not fully understand. It could be from either where they are, where they're positioned, how much information is coming to them before it actually becomes known to any of those who are already right in front of the news sort of thing, or information where they can react quicker. So let's not judge each other, but
Mm.
let's help each other. I think it's really important. We're certainly making great strides to get home. We've been trying now for 2 days, and we finally have flights booked. So we just want to hope that our flights aren't canceled by the time Tuesday comes, and we do make it there. So that's about all we can do, really, and do what they're asking us to do, but stay aware and keep asking questions, keep thinking. Critical thinking never stop.
Well, thank you for the update live from France there. And we'll have to catch up again once you're back in Canada and hear how that process went.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks a lot, Leah. You guys take care. I see that you're having a grand time at home in your quarantine. Love
Right
your
in
video.
my green screen adventures here.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like you're in Paris and I'm in La Rochelle here. So we'll do another update for sure, and keep you posted.
All right. Stay safe, Amina.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.